Okay, so I want you guys to bring your attention to a few things that we added here. An energy code calculation, five points you're gonna get for running. Come check for me. I'm in page 3, at the top of page 3. Load calculations, we did that. Generator sizing calculation using Cummins software, 5 points for it. Cut sheets, 5 points. Specification, still 5 points. For a binder, good looking binder, you're going to get a 5 points at it for a total of 100. So only the Revit part, I can't emphasize, only 40% of what you're going to be doing with it. Everything else is about the calculation. I emphasize the estimation, guys, using McCormick. The grading is underneath. Grading scale. You guys look at guidelines for success, attendance, and all the stuff. I enforce attendance as needed. Respectful environment, no horsing around with Chad. I haven't had any problem with that last quarter. I don't anticipate that any of you have changed their behavior dramatically over the last couple of days. Appropriate behavior. You can read this one. My Dunwoody. Everybody guys know that you can get your grades off My Dunwoody. By the way, everything that you see here, Brad, is set up on My Dunwoody. Set up for all the stuff is on My Dunwoody. Please make sure you can see it. I make it public for you, so you should be able to see the grading system on My Dunwoody. Disability, I don't see anybody who's physically disabled. Mentally, I leave it up to you to decide. Academic honesty, nobody cheated last quarter. Anybody wants to admit? So I don't anticipate that we're going to have nobody fails. By the way, I always tell you that when you walk in, nobody fails in my class. Nobody. I don't believe in failing. You come here to get the knowledge. We'll give you the knowledge, and if you fail, we'll help you move to no more than a C, as always. Technology statement, cell phones, and all the stuff. And I don't have any problem with that one personally. Add drop. I don't see anybody, one of you guys adding and dropping. I want to walk you guys through the schedule though, at the bottom. The bottom of the schedule, if you look at the schedule here, bottom of page 4, week 1, 2, 3, and the second page all the way to week 12. This is how we're going to run the project. The same schedule is also here, guys, at the package that I gave you. I put it in 2 locations, just because the same schedule. So, since it's the same schedule on this, I'm going to leave it if you guys don't mind. I'm not going to talk about this schedule now until I go talk about the whole package of the project. Okay? Everybody's okay with that one? But the same schedule that you see in the syllabi is actually right here, also on the front of your package. Same schedule. Okay? So, I'm going to move to the second page, which is, it should be the theory, guys. You can follow with me. The project, this is going to be the theory. This is 222. I'm still the same guy, Chad Curdy, teaching you guys that theory. For my theory, I'm going to read the description, guys, what you're supposed to learn. Various principles, practices, and the required codes as utilized in commercial electrical construction are presented. The course involves lighting system solutions. This course, guys, lighting system solution, selection of power system and appropriate communication systems, cost estimates, scheduling, and project management practices are emphasized. You might, when we run it, the way I run this system, I run it code. I really do. I have the book and I run it mostly code. I have another book that runs calculation and lighting. So, I have to admit that the 222 and 223 mesh together. They really mesh together. The book that we need, guys, is for this one to help us. I required for this class. If you don't know, this is going to be our electrical wiring commercial based on 2008. So if you don't have this book, guys, edition 13 based on 2008, the NEC code book is also going to be required for this. So grab that one. And the competencies, explain service entrance, conductors, feeders, branch circuits for commercial building. These are very important aspects, guys. Please read them. So these are what we are supposed to come up from this red book plus the code. Explain service entrance equipment, panel board, transformer, generator, lighting control panel, ATS, UPS for commercial building. What the heck are these? That's what this book is supposed to help us. Explain conductors, cables, conduits, and box for commercial building. Next page is explain lighting system for commercial building. Explain, remember, we're going to explain it, and in the project, we're going to install it too. We're going to do it. Explain security system and fire alarm system, phone and data. How does the system work? Validate compliance with any code book for everything in the commercial building. Validate the energy code for the commercial building. Explain grounding and bonding. Big deal. Explain the grounding and bonding. And select overcommunication device for the commercial building. Explain power generation systems from emergency, legally required, optional power systems for the commercial building. The difference between them. We touched on them if you guys remember in the residential. I told you it will be coming in the commercial too. Analyze commercial building plans and specification and explain low voltage control systems. How do we do it? How do we specify it? And so forth. So that's what this red book's supposed to help us. Of course, not by itself, there will be a lot of others that will be added, especially the code book and a lot of presentation guys from smart and security people coming from the industry. Okay, grading. Grading, my friend, because you guys all got A's with Chad. Everybody? Don't admit that. We have 4 tests, guys, like we did in a residential. The whole year is set the same. I have 4 tests, 12.5% of your final grades in each test, and a final of 30, and a homework of 10, and a classroom engagement of 10. Everybody saw? There's no change from what I did last quarter. Exactly the same. 4 classes, 4 tests, 12.5 each % from the overall grade. Classroom engagement, please engage with me and with the industry guys. We have a few speakers are going to be coming here, guys. So the more you engage with those guys, the more you get that 10 points. And homework first, 10 points for homework. The grading scale the same way, guys. To get an A with Chad, a full A, you need 95%. Yeah, nobody will get less than a C, so don't look at anything less than a C. I don't give less than a C. Okay, attendance policy. I want you guys over here almost all the time, and I'm going to jump all the way to the last page, which is the schedule. I want you guys to look at the schedule, please. As I start, oh, good morning, my friend. I thought you quit on me, man. No. Oh, I'm sorry. And here I am thinking I just aggravated you and enough that you quit. I'm so excited. Oops, did I say that? There you go, Bill. Okay, so if you guys go to page 4 out of 4 for this 222, I want you guys to look at week 1. In week 1, we have the introduction, and by the way, I don't wear tie except the first day. You're not going to see me in a tie except today, just for the record, and graduation. So we're going to do the introduction, what I'm doing today, and also we're going to do guys chapter 1 and chapter 2. So this week, we're going to be averaging, Spencer, 2 chapters a week in this book. This book is small book, 21 chapters, so that will give us enough time, guys. So week 1, we're going to go 1, 2, and I put the homework. If you guys please look at the homework, I want make sure everybody knows how to read this schedule. When you say electrical wiring commercial, EWC is electrical wiring commercial. That's a book. 1, 2, and then underneath the homework number 1 and 2, meaning you guys are going to give me the homework of number 1 and 2. How do we really do the homework? This is we start from Monday through Monday. Since we start this quarter from Monday through Friday, guys, I want the homework on the next Monday. So this week's homework, did you guys hear me? All of week's homework is due Monday of next week. Everybody's okay with that? Everything that we do in this week will be do homework next week on Monday. So I'll give you the weekend if you slacked or something. Okay, are we at the same page? So if you guys see like week 2 says homework 1 and 2, we're gonna have our test number 1. Oh, test Chad. Week 3. Week 3 is gonna get chapter 1 through chapter 5, and you guys can read through it. We're gonna average Brad 2 chapters a week on this plus test and so forth. So go all the way, guys, to week 11. Week 11, we're going to have chapter test number 4, 16 through 20. And week 12, we're going to have the final. Our final will be from chapter 1 through chapter 21. Only, this is a small book. It's really not hard to read, unlike residential, with a lot of, but residential, anyway, this is not that long of a book. So you should be able to cover it. We're going to have 21 chapters. We're going to go over the 21 chapters in this book. Electrical, wiring, commercial, EWC. Any questions about the schedule? So ahead of time, I'm going to be writing them there. But even if I did not write the stuff there, please refer to the schedule here so to know, plan ahead. I know, Eric, my friend, you want to plan ahead if I'm behind or something. What should I be preparing, Chad? The schedule for this quarter right in front of you. Any question? Holly, my friend? Everything is clear? Mr. Irbab? So the schedule, please refer to this schedule as we go through. Now, please be aware, guys, we might diverge slightly from it as things goes, but for the most part, I stick to it up to 95%. Okay, moving to the last class that I'm going to be having with Chad, guys. If you guys go to the next page, the last class is going to be it's going to be the calculation class and lighting 223. I'm going to read the description. Various mathematical skills for calculations involved in electrical construction and commercial buildings are learned. The course involved lighting system applications, very heavy in lighting, power system application and system selection, cost estimation, scheduling, and project management practices involved. So if I have to summarize this course, guys, 3 words for this course. Number 1 is lighting, intensive lighting. We're going to be using this book for lighting, very, very simple, down-to-earth introduction to the lighting science. Very simple book, step-by-step guide for lighting. That's the first thing we're going to use for lighting. Number 2, Spencer, I'm going to say, Chad, you're backwards. You're using calculating lighting by hands because I'm not going to allow you to say that. We're going to be using visual lighting software. That's what we really, this will give us the basic how to do it by hand, because I honestly believe we should know how to calculate foot candle for a building by hand. We're not going to do it, but we should be able at least to, so we can appreciate and understand it. And then we go to the software, which everybody's using right now, and we use it by software. So lighting is the theme. Number 2, guys, is code calculation. I will be using so lighting software plus this book will give us the lighting. Also, we're going to finish the last 2 chapters in this book. The last 2 chapters in this book, which is commercial chapters. So that will give us some code calculation in this class. And the last thing, guys, is estimation. We're going to do, I have my estimation book. I don't have my estimation book. You know the estimation book. We're going to cover the last 2 chapters in estimating in this class. So that's basically the goal of this class: lighting, calculation, and estimation. And with estimation, guys, we're going to be using McCormick. So estimation is not going to be really a whole lot of work for you other than learning the software. Really is. Any questions about this theme of this class? Estimation, lighting calculation, electrical calculation, and lighting. That's it. Okay, if I want to go to the core ability, guys, if you go down to competencies, calculate, it says calculate the size of service entrance conductors. We need to, I want to walk you step by step, guys, how to size the following: the service conductors and the panels, the feeders and the sub-panels, and the branch circuits for the whole commercial building. Step by step, we're going to be doing that. The second thing is calculate the size of service entrance equipment, how to size panels. Now, Brad, we're going to go deeper into using DeWalt, and you're going to be specifying actual panels based on actual industry standards. It's not enough to tell me this is a 100-amp panel. The overconduction device is 100 amp. What is the size, the cover size of the panel? So you're going to tell me this is actually a 125 amp panel, but broken at 100 amp circuit breaker. So we're going to get into the reason why I do that, guys, because it becomes very important price-wise. Price-wise, you might have to shift match the size of the overconduction device to the size of the panel, go up or down, just to reduce the price of your project. Big deal. So we'll get into that detail. How do the difference between the size of the panel versus the size of the overconduction device in the panel, the main. So calculate the size of the conductors. We're going to do the same thing, 310 plus 16, guys, intensive use of that. Calculate the size of the electrical load for the commercial building, the lighting system, the security system, fire alarm, phone, grounding, all calculation involved in, especially the grounding, guys, and the security system. Size overconduction device, the same thing. How about motors, transformers, generator, and capacitors for the commercial building? We will touch, we don't have a whole lot of capacitors and transformers, guys, but we'll have exercise about capacitors and transformer sizing. Manual lighting calculation, we will be introducing a point method. It's called, I'm looking at 13 here. Calculate for point method, basic floodlight, point method floodlight, CU curves for floodlight, 16, roadway lighting, zone cavity, all these are lighting calculation concepts. The cost of lighting, display lighting, make lighting drawings like Holly, you did all these drawings that you did in the commercial. These are lighting drawings. How do you put a set of lighting only drawings and specify light sources, luminaires, and lamps? So again, I can't emphasize this class is going to be code calculation, lighting, and estimation. Estimation is not. Well, I'm not going to be using a whole lot of books for it. Estimation is just a software, teaching the software. Grade-wise, Spencer, my friend, 4 tests, classroom engagement, homework, and final. And exactly like we did last quarter, no changes. To get an A with Chad, you get 95. To get a C with Chad, you get 73. So no higher than an A and no lower than a C in this class. There's an incomplete though, but nobody flunks with Chad. Is that good or bad? Should we be flunking people? You guys are stuck with a guy.
It's another conversation.
Another conversation for a different topic? Okay. Don't lower the standard and all this good stuff. I thought they changed IQ work. Gosh, why didn't I catch that one? There's no IQ work, guys. It's Dunwoody. Dunwoody, my Dunwoody. So you can find all your stuff on my Dunwoody. All the way to the schedule. Please go back to the schedule. That's the most important. At the end of the sheet, there's the schedule. Week 1 through week 12. This is going to tell you. I don't know, guys. I hope you appreciate the organization that we're bringing here, guys. I really do hope, because it keeps you and me on track. So if I'm pushing you, you understand why. I want to keep us on track. I can't just. That's how the industry works. If you're ready or not, printing day will print, right? If you work in the industry, bid opening day. You submit your bid, you submit. You're ready or not. So that's kind of where we set us to recent. Okay, week 1 through week 12, we're all professionals here. The first 2 weeks before the holidays, guys, which is this week and next week, we're going to cover chapter 11 and 12 in this book. Just FYI. So in this book, we're going to cover the last 2 chapters in this book, and we're going to stop. There's nothing, just 2 chapters. And we're going to be testing you on it, guys. And I have the test on week 3, which is after the holidays. That's what I've done, but I really would like to test you before the holidays so we can forget about it over the holidays. That's what I've done in the past, but I just left in 3 because just in case. So we take two chapters, we will be tested on them. They're load calculation and commercial calculation. And then we switch directly, Mr. Erbab, into this book. So when you see the first one, National Tech Code Exam Prep, this is coming from this one. The first 2 weeks. Week 3 all the way to week 11, guys, is coming from this book. Am I clear about this one? This is lighting, when I say lighting, chapter 1 and 2, I'm talking about these. Okay, so then you have the homework listed there, right? Everybody read the homework. And this book has 16 chapters. 16 chapters, very simple 16 chapters, and we're going to walk through them. And we have 4 tests all the way to the final is going to be in week 12. And the final, here's what the final is going to be. The final is going to be only on lighting. I'm telling you from right now. The final, because we come after the holidays, guys, we finish all the calculation, people forget. The final is going to be only from chapter 1 through 16. If you guys read that one, final exam lighting 1 through 16. Any question about the schedule? Brooks, my friend, would they help you stay on track? You know, plan ahead of time, know what we're gonna be doing, know what the, and when I say you guys realize with Chad, we say we have a book, we'll go through the book. We will go through the book. I mean, it's not, we will go through this one. Any question about the syllabi? These are the 3 classes that you guys are paying a lot of money, $5,000 each one of you is paying for each one, right? Close to maybe 4,000. So I hope it's worth it. If it's not, I'm putting my manager's hat here. I want you to look me in the eye and say you're worth nothing, Chad. You and your department. I really do. Because otherwise, if we don't hear this bad news, we go down the drain. We believe we're the best and the smartest in the industry, and I tell everybody here, and we're here to prove it. So, any question, guys? Any question about what we do in the 3 classes? Chanel, my friend,
No question.
you and I will live in the wilderness one time, but we need 6,000 miles away between each other, guys, so we don't shoot at each other. Any question, guys, about 3 syllabi that we have? Okay, so that will give us the 3 syllabi. These will be online shortly. They will be online shortly. So if anybody, but I really like to have a copy of them, guys, so you can hold me accountable for them. Okay. Now we got these. We got the calculation here. We got these. I want to emphasize, guys, if you have not got DWAL, please do so, because this is when I use DWAL a lot, this quarter and next quarter. So when I ask you to size a transformer or a panel, I expect you to have 2 sizes. The panel size is 125 amp. The overcurrent protection device for the panel is 100 amp. So I want you to use the amp size. How do you size the panel? You can't size the panel unless you have DWAL. So please have DWAL 10. You can't? The size of the panel, meaning the copper size of the panel. You go to the industry.
This gives you their other places.
Yeah, record DWAL. Industry standard.
What's the cost of $20?
This one?
$19.
Is he joking?
It's about 2 cases.
Ben, for 10 points, can you take him outside and give him a candy?
Let's go.
Okay. I want you to wake up for the project, guys. We have an exciting project for you. It really is an exciting project. The project is going to be, as you can see, beautiful apartment, beautiful building, 5,000 square foot building. We have the Revit file of the building. We will walk you through we're going to be working. Here's what I need from you. I really need you to follow me step by step if we don't want to have any problem in setting up the Revit. In the past, we had some issues with the central file. So when we do the central file setup, please, when I tell you to do something, can you just do it? If you want to experiment, create another file for you and experiment with it. From an experience of last year, guys, people who did not follow what I told them end up with halfway through Revit crash. Revit, everything that you do right now is in one file. You crash that Revit and you don't have a backup for it, you lost all your work. All your work, not just the power. You lost the power, the lighting, the low voltage, the scheduling. If you lose the central file electrical, everything completely. All your work is done. So please, because everything is in one file. As you guys remember, the ones who use Revit, it's unlike CAD, where you can have. In CAD we had 6, 7 files, and if you burn a file, you still have another eight files. You still have another 7 files, meaning, still 80% of your project is there. You just lost the schedule. You know what I mean? This one, you lose this one for good, you lost the whole project, especially in week 9 or week 10. So please follow what I tell you about the central file, please. Okay, that's kind of from what happened from my experience last year. So there is a backup. I'm not going to scare you. There is a backup. I mean, if you screw up the whole thing, there is a backup. You can update it, but there's monkeying around. If you delete the backup and you delete the project, we're dead. So Okay, here's what the project is going to be, guys. This week, our project is going to be basically 10 sheet. It could expand to, when I say 10 sheets, guys, you can make it 12 if you want to put different schedules, but roughly 10 sheets. We're using Revit. December 8th, this project is completely adopted, hugged, kissed. What else do you want to do? By not Mishad, by Halberg engineers. What does that mean to you? It means to you what you're looking at right now is their building. They own this building. The project is theirs. They gave us the building that they own and they run their office in. They gave it to us 12 years ago. And we converted it into Revit 12 years ago. And we've been using it as a practice project for this quarter. Not that we can't use other projects, but it's really nice when you finish the project design, Spencer. They invite us for pizza. We go to their place, and you walk through the same building that you designed. I thought that was cool. You know, you say, "Wow, I thought this building," and everybody walks in and say, "I put 5 fixtures in this room, gosh," and they put 2. You'll find that they put 2. And you know, so because things look on blueprint, things look bigger for a lot of us than in real life. So it's really nice when you walk into their electrical room and see how they design it versus what you did. That's what I like about it. Number one. Number two, they're willing to come here every week to help you another set of eyes to look at your project. Ultimately, the project I want you guys to know is my responsibility. Moving you through the project is my responsibility. If they tell you something and I tell you another thing, you're going to follow the authority having jurisdiction. Doesn't mean smart, just the authority having jurisdiction, the one who has the sword. But we don't have this conflict, believe me. I mean, we always coordinate with each other. So Halberg is coming the 8th. On the 8th, that will be Wednesday, right? Today is the 6th, 7th, the 8th. They will bring 2 of their engineers. They'll stand like where I'm standing right now and walk you through the project. So I'm going to leave some stuff for them when they do the introduction. Yes, sir.
During normal class time?
Yeah, they'll come. They come at 9 o'clock. All they're coming at 9 o'clock, guys. Huh? Yeah, they come at 9 o'clock. Okay, so we're going to do Halberg engineering introduction. They talk about the project. Week 2, we're going to do, if you guys look at week 2, we're going to do, so week 1, we're going to introduce a project and I'll help you do the setup on Revit. That's all we're going to do, set up the project on Revit in week 2 and introduce it. Week 1, week 2, guys, we're going to jump in project schedule and load calculation. So the real work on Revit will happen after the holidays. I mean, at least schedule-wise. You can start now. I don't care. But the real work on Revit, layout, and all this stuff, we're going to start after the holidays. Just FYI. So project schedule, I want you guys next week, by the end of the week, you know, you will have a project schedule done and load calculation for the commercial building done. So that's what we're going to be concentrating this week and next week on the project schedule, especially the load calculation. No speakers next week, guys. The week after, that's after we come from the holidays, and week 3, we're going to be designing the one-line diagram riser. We will design the one-line diagram riser, and we have Todd Christensen from Cutler Hammer will do a great 3-hour presentation. Get yourself ready for a 2 to 3 hour presentation about power distribution system. And I can't emphasize how important, guys, to listen to somebody from Cutler Hammer talk about power distribution system from the manufacturer's point of view. So please take advantage of it. Plan accordingly. When we have a speaker, your day is shot. Plan on that one. Every time we have a speaker, those guys stay, most of them stay from 2 to 3 hours. So your day is really shot. And they do good information. And I want you guys, and they give you PowerPoint presentation. They do a great job. So our first speaker, guys, will be Todd, and then Todd will come the 4th. I believe they come Tuesdays. Would that be Tuesday, the 4th? The 5th, Riser Halberg will come. Also, so every week, guys, there will be 2 speakers. Halberg will be coming, and at the same time, a speaker, industry speaker, will be coming. Every single week, there will be 2 people coming to here, or 2 different entities. Halberg will be coming, guys, to review your projects, and also a speaker will be coming, 1 or 2 speakers. So we're going to have a lot of speakers coming in here. So I want to plan this in your mind. You feel like, yeah, it's not a whole lot to do, but between the speakers and Chad's tests and lectures and everything else, there isn't a whole lot of time. So hit the ground running from point 1. Okay, so week 3, week 4, guys, we have a motor control, Jerry Stanson. If you are to stay in the electrical industry and you don't know Jerry, if you and Jerry from Square D, you probably don't, you're not in the engineering community. It really is. Square D, guys, most of this project that I did, and any other project, Square D, if you are using Square D products, you are going to contact Jerry. And we're not talking about your load center that you buy from Home Depot. We're talking about 4,000 amp switch gear. You know, that's the type of equipment, custom design. He's going to walk you through how to size equipment based on custom Square D. The same thing, Todd Christensen. He'll walk you how to use collar hammer. Of course, they want to push you towards their product, and you're going to decide. But how to size an MCC load center transformer based on collar hammer for Todd and for Jerry based on Square D. So it's really cool stuff. Jerry's title is going to be he's going to be talking about motor control centers in particular, but he usually talks about panels and transformers and everything else that they sell at Square D. So it's really cool. Halberg is going to be coming every Wednesday. Every Wednesday, Halberg will be coming, and every Tuesday we'll have a speaker. Tuesday, Wednesday. Week number 5, we have, so week number 4, guys, we're going to do E6, which is the floor plan power. One floor. Mr. Erbab, we have one floor. One floor power. And then we're going to go week 5, we're going to do floor plan lighting, E5. For the lighting, guys, we're going to invite our friends from Davis & Associates, Jeff Crowder. He's going to walk you after I do walk you. So here's what happened. I walk you guys through the software, how to use the software and everything else to get the bugs out of the system. Then he comes as the expert in using their own software, walk you through it again. So that will give you enough time. The way I do it, the reason why I do it this way, because I don't want you guys to be asking not so intelligent questions for an expert. If you have a question, how do I lay out a fixture? I can answer that one for you, no problem. To take it to the next level, we bring an expert in the software. If anybody wants to take it to the next level, I believe what I walk you guys when I walk your software, I believe it's enough to do all what you need to do. But I really like you to hear from the experts too. So he's going to come and walk you again through visual, the software for lighting. We also have Halberg coming, and the same week we have lighting control speaker, Keith Severson. For the project, guys, for the commercial project, we're going to have a full spiel lighting control panel. A lighting control panel full of relays, 120 relays, where you can push a button in your laptop and turn all or some of the lights at dunway on and off from anywhere in the world. That's what a lighting control panel can do. Full complete lighting, really cool, new topic. I believe most of you probably have never done lighting control system. That's what we're going to be doing for this project. With occupancy, a lot of occupancy sensors, a lot of low voltage switches. So that's a new concept. Other than these are high voltage switches. So, and he's an expert. He brings demos with you, and you sure you can play with them and put a timer, clock, any interface devices with it, plus the whole full spiel panel. So it's really cool. I think it's cool to go to the next level in lighting. Week number 6, my friend, we have site plan, power and lighting. We have the site. We're going to design the light and the power for the site. And for this, we bring another lighting guy, occupancy sensor, Kevin Jago, from Davis & Associates. And he gives a really nice presentation, guys, about the science of occupancy sensor. And every time he talks about it, it makes me believe, wow, how deep you can go in the industry. And Ryan, you went to one of these presentations, and you see how deep that lighting system can be. We have students, guys, graduate from here, work for Davis & Associates. All what they do is lighting. All day, just lighting. So there's a career that could do in lighting. Number one, you can be a certified lighting designer, like a professional engineer. Certified lighting designer, make good money for doing churches and theaters and high-profile lighting systems and hospitals and so forth. So it's a big science. If anybody we might trigger some interest of some of you guys to move into that direction with lighting design. Hopefully. So that's the week number 6. Halberg also will be there. Moving into the next page. We're going to have week 7, guys. We're going to have low voltage. The same thing for the low voltage, guys. We're going to bring Semblex Grinnell, one of the best low voltage guys in the industry. They sell fire alarm system and security system. They will be here to give a nice presentation about how do you design a professional lighting system, security system, and fire alarm system. So we have Steve Motel will be here, great guy. He came over the years. And I'm trying to do one thing. Don't hold me accountable to it, guys. We have Silent Nights. They're great in fire alarm system. I have their PowerPoint presentation. I'm trying to get them here to give a presentation to about fire alarm system. They're great. What's the difference between analog and digital, addressable, non-addressable fire alarm system? It goes down deep, and some of you can make a career out of fire alarm system. A career, really is. So that's the whole idea, is to get you into different direction. That might be the things that triggers you to be a fire alarm certified fire alarm installer and designer. So that's for the fire alarm and security. Week 4, guys, we do panel schedule, lighting fixture schedule, equipment schedule. I want to bring to your attention, I used to give a week for these. Now because of Revit, guys, we will show you how you can generate all these schedule with the push of a button for most of them. The ones that we could not generate last year, guess what we did? We imported them directly from CAD, and we filled them in CAD, and we imported them into Revit. So there's 2 ways of doing it, but most of, especially panel schedules, all of them you can be generating from Revit. So we have, at this time, guys, we introduced the generator. We have Jerry Bugs from Kohler. The reason why we have Cummins, but Kohler comes because Jerry used to work for Cummins, and then he switched to Kohler. And so what we did in the past, I give you 2 softwares, to be truthful with you. I give you 2 software for the generator sizing, and Cummins and Kohler, and either one of them. He most likely, I will be walking you through Cummins, he will be walking you through Kohler, and the softwares are very, very, almost identical, the way you use them. And in the past, we used Cummins. I like Cummins slightly nicer layout. And he knows Cummins because he came from Cummins, so. But he will talk about generator, guys. How do you size? What type should I specify a natural gas generator versus a diesel engine generator? What does the federal regulations say about emergency rules and regulations for emergency generator, standby generator, legally required generators? So he goes deeper into the generator business, which really I think it's cool. Hopefully they'll trigger something in Camille, and Camille will become a generator guy. You know, so that's kind of where our generator is. Week number 9, my friends, I have spec and a project binder. You start putting your stuff together in a binder in week 9. And then project estimation, guys, we start in week 10. Basically by week 9, we wrap up all the design part of it. The design is wrapped at week 9. So we jump into week 10 and 11, we do the estimation. I start walking you guys through McCormick myself. I'm working on bringing somebody from Hunt or Egan to talk about estimation. We've never done that in the past. We do them in the commercial project, in the industrial project, but it would be really nice to bring somebody from Egan, especially, to talk about estimation. And I'm trying to bring somebody in week 10 to talk about estimation from an Egan point of view. We have a pizza tour, a tour of Halberg building plus a pizza. Every year they do that, guys, so it's really nice. We go tour their building, see what you designed, and look at their design, and I thought it's really cool, and people get excited when you see that closet. Wow, how small this closet is, and so forth. And the last thing is going to be 2 weeks of estimation, and we're going to submit the project in week 12, which is March 7 through 11. We will have presentation. By the way, I think the presentation was good. Thank you, guys. The feedback is great. I do have the feedback from the industry. If anybody wants, I'm going to give you a break in a second. If anybody wants to look at how the industry rated you versus how I rated you, I do have them. I keep them, private. But if anybody wants to look at it, I'll be more than happy to share with you. Okay. Before I give you guys a break and continue, I want to bring to your attention that this package is numbered with a circle number all the way through. So if I ask you to go to number 5 circle, please pay attention to that one, because it's multiple documents put together. And I think by having them numbered for sequentially like this way, it's make it easier for us to refer to it as we go through. 5 minutes break, and then we'll continue.
I was so tired that night.
I woke up the next morning like.
Yeah, I feel we need that.
I'm gonna bring you something tomorrow.
I woke up
We
like
have something.
jacket.
Well, I'm bringing in better stuff than around
Okay.
MJB, buddy.
Okay.
Went to right there, so over off Hennepin. Downtown. Over by like Red Stag and. Like I tried to move, but I don't want to.
Yeah, because you're going by color, if you go going by layer. And where's your floor manager? Bingo. You go finance, I usually get it back. Where am I going? We have the layer manager is right here. Did you put it here? Did you create the layer? Yeah. Where is it? It's not here. Yeah, so it's, again, okay. So here's where you create the layer, right here. I'll name it. You give it a color. And, you know, all what you have to do is just think whatever you want to call it. You give it a color. There you go. And then you start using it. Make sure when you're done, hit the all. Click on that color here. Pick the color. What do you want to do or? Go back. You want it to be background color. Click on it. Click on it. Yep. Type 8 because that's the color that we use. Usually the color 8 is the color that you want the background. Yep. Background color. Hit all and get all. And then you should be able to see it. Instead of that, it's only legal. It disappeared on me so far.
Cool, huh?
Hey Chad, I was,
Like,
Yeah.
something related to generating other, like real income.
Yeah.
I seen a DeWalt book that was that electrical reference one. The book was a nice book, but it was based off of 2005 and updated from 2008. And I was gonna buy it, it was $20, you know. I decided that I'd wait. You know, so.
I'm sorry.
Uh,
With that double eagle group.
what was I about?
I wasn't completely fully with you.
They had a reference book from DeWalt.
DeWalt, what type of reference?
It was kind of like that little one that we have, but it was for electrical reference, and I got the
Electrical
pages.
reference.
It was laid out super nice with the little pictures and a code for everything for all the panels and all the grounding, and but it was based off the 2005 electrical code, and it was updated 2008. So I was kind of hoping that they'd come up with the 2011.
See if you check it online and see. I've never seen it.
Oh yeah, it was super cool.
Wow.
It was, if it would.
I know that
he
DeWalt
didn't come out, I would have bought it for sure. It was $20.
No, don't
Nice
buy
and
anything
neat.
right now for
Yeah,
until
it's ready. Or,
until the 2011 comes. because 2011 is going to be coming soon. Okay.
I'll tell you what, you buy it and then water and then we can pick up some shit.
Is that yours, bud?
Yeah.
Okay.
So open it in front of everybody.
No, I'm going to save it to my.
Save it.
Not going to open it. I've done that, but not today. Placement. Just keep track of everything, otherwise you get
I should have you replace mine because that
resume.
one was bad.
Do you have your last name, Ben? Ben, the way I do them, I use by last name,
Oh,
if you
yeah.
don't mind. Because I have
That's nice.
been
I don't like
and I save it this way. We'll look at it when you have a chance.
Right.
When we have a chance.
it. That's awesome.
See, Holly, all the students there? Since all three. When you send me an email, this is where it sits in the winter.
Although
Right here.
it's working
What? So we keep track of things. Sent you an email. No, you didn't send me. If somebody send me send you an email, no, you didn't send me if it's not filed. They usually file them. Where's Mr. Irbab? We cannot start without Mr. Irbab.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
my email already.
I need to talk to your group guys so we can set up the groups after I introduce the project. Did you see Mr. Irbab? Is he lost? And
I didn't see him.
and Bew?
He might have started smoking after that.
Maybe.
I had 75 contractors in my weekend class this weekend.
Did a class this
75.
weekend?
On Saturday.
For what?
Cool up, bitch.
Photo
75.
oh.
It was a long group, but they were nice. They were really nice group. All right, let me wait a few seconds here if you guys don't mind. I'll put this one here instead of looking at my eyes. Nobody in Minnesota wants to look at an eyes, huh? Oh no, why did it get?
Wow. That's the most, that's like the preposterous statement.
Hey, it's gonna happen. Shit's getting real this quarter.
It just stinks. I'm so hungry.
It'll help. A little sugar to appease the body. Right. What?
Oh, for the copy.
Yeah.
For the same reason the whole of our company water looks is the normal things. You guys actually check it.
Yeah, they're smart. On our IT department, they're really smart, Mr.
Okay. All right, Mr. Bab here. Where's Mr. Bew? What's going on with him? You leave a mister to grab another mister. Okay, if I can have your attention, my friends, please grab that package that we were just looking at. And I'm going to walk you through, I walked you through the schedule. This package will be online today. Everything in this package will be online. It will not be on the same formats, not attached together. It will be different files in the same location. So if you print it again, you can print a copy online. Okay, if you guys go to page number 3 circled, I circled the pages for you. There's multiple documents attached together. Page number 3 circled. This is what you guys are going to be learning with Chad, or doing. Commercial project. I want to emphasize, we're going to do a project schedule using Microsoft Project. I want you guys to do the same thing we did in residential. We grab Microsoft Project and we do from the pre-design all the way to the commissioning using the schedule that I gave to you. This schedule that I gave to you, okay? And I will be giving you guys a guide how to do the Microsoft schedule. I'll give you a hard copy and you're going to build it in Microsoft schedule. A load calculation, we're going to do a step-by-step load calculation with the NEC code references. With the NEC code references, guys, in it. We're going to do design, all the drawing E1 through E10 using MEP 2011. We're going to do Minnesota energy code calculation using a software called ComCheck. We're going to do lighting calculation using visual software. We're going to use number 6, we're going to use generator sizing using Cummins software. We're going to do spec given to you. We're going to do a cut sheets. We're going to do estimation using McCormick. And we're going to do presentations using PowerPoint. And at the end, my friend, you will put everything digitally online in your team folder. And you also, each one of you guys, each one of you, the ones who did not submit a folder, I will be asking you to give me a folder for every member of the team. The reason, guys, for the binder, this is your portfolio, your project. When you go look for a job,
You're gonna take it with you. If you have a job and you say, Chad, I don't care about having one because I have a job, you don't care because I need to, because if we get audited, this is a way to prove to anyone who got audited our department that we teach you. We say, Chad, what do you do to take $4,000 out of those guys? Here's what we teach them. So I need the ones who did not submit, guys, I will be contacting you. And I'll give you an incomplete if you don't give me a binder for every student. Very clear. So I will keep the binder, and at the end I'll give it to you guys. But we'll record them that everybody had a binder, meaning everybody have finished the project, they have their own set, and then after that they decided to throw in the garbage after they graduate. That's their choice. Okay, requirements for this project, guys. There are two requirements. Number one is an EC code book, and number two is the scope, which is attached, given to us by Michelle Cooley Erickson. It's called the narrative. It's a narrative given to us, attached later on by Halbring engineers, not Michelle, but Halbring engineers. Number three, we're gonna do Microsoft project, guys. We're gonna do the design, the installation in it, and I want to bring your attention here, guys, to the second item under number three, which is we have 3 electricians. Each one of them is going to be making $33, and 6 apprentices for this project. Each one is making $20 plus benefits. So please, as you do your estimation, please pay attention to that one, the dollar value that we're paying for our electricians to do this project. There is 9 of them, 3 journeymen and 6 apprentices. Okay, the drawings. I'm going to walk you guys through the drawings right here in a second from a project that we did last year. We're going to have the title sheet, a list of electrical sheets. We have symbols. We're going to have the power riser, the site plan lighting and power, floor plan lighting and power, floor plan power. We're going to have floor plan systems, telephone, security, fire alarm, and panel sheet 8, sheet 9, equipment and lighting schedule. And the last sheet is going to be details. You can diverge from this, but please consult me. These are guide. But if you want to add an extra one, don't hesitate to say, Chad, I want to add an extra one, an extra detail, an extra sheet here or there. Just let me know. But that's kind of the format. I will show you guys these formats in a few seconds here. Okay, we're going to be using Revit, MED drawing, guys. The first thing we're going to do with Revit this week, we're going to set the title block. You're looking at title block, guys. We're going to set the title block, walk you through setting a title block. Coming components, when we set the title block, I'll walk you guys through the name, the project name, creator's name, date, on the title block. The title block should then be incorporated into every drawing. Every drawing should have the title block, like we did. Moving into page number 4. And it has the details, guys. I will go over the details of the title block as we go through. But I'm going to go to the families. Families will be provided by instructor. We have 2 sets of families that we'll be using. For those of you who have not used Revit use the word families to be equivalent to blocks. Blocks and families are interchangeable terms. So we're going to have, I will give you guys families, and the software has families. Revit City has multiple families. So there will be, most of what you need is there. You might have to do some research. We did a lot of, we learned from our mistakes last time and creating families and all this stuff. We'll be helping you guys with this. Families will be provided. Number 7, guys, we have Minnesota Energy Code calculation. I will be sending you an email, and Mr. Urban, please do not delete this email when I send it to you. The email will detail how to get ComCheck software from Uncle Sam. U.S. Department of Energy will give you a free copy. You have to register and so forth. I'll give you the details how to register, how to download it, and then we're going to run energy code analysis on the lighting system of this building after we finish designing it, of course. And it will tell us if we pass Minnesota Energy Code or if we don't. You download the software, and the software you choose which state you live in and even which county or city, Spencer. And it gives it directly down to the county or the city. Most of the counties and the cities in Minnesota, they follow the state, so it's not a big deal. But in other cities in the country, they might have their own code. So we're going to be doing this. Number 8, load calculation. I want you guys to, for load calculation, to pay attention to a good design rule is to allow 10% future growth on branch circuits and feeders. Please, as you start designing your load calculation, please pay attention to that 10% that I want you to add on the branch circuits and the feeders. For the load calculation, guys, I want you to do load calculation for the service and load calculation for every single panel that we're going to have in the building. And how many panels you're going to have in the building, Chad? It's coming. You're going to know how many. Every panel in the building, as well as every service, well, that's one service and every panel, we're going to do load calculation for it. Okay, cut sheets. The same thing as cut sheets. I will be giving you a list. I don't think I have the list here. I'll give you a list of all the cut sheets, but I'm going to give you a hint right now. Cut sheets for this project is going to be only for major equipment, as in panels, transfer switches, anything big, electrically big. That's all. No lights, all the lights, always the lights, lighting fixtures, and gear. The lighting fixture and the gear. That's all we're going to do. No switches, no cables, no conduits. Now we're smart enough that we figured that out. So we're going to do only lighting and switch gear like we do in the industry for cut sheets. And I will give you guys a list of that one as we get closer. Number 10, cost estimation. We're going to be using Mr. McCormick for cost estimation. And because the economy is down this time, I reduce our profit and overhead guys into 10%. We're realizing that the industry is down, so we reduce our profit and overhead to 10%. And see project schedule number 3 for your electrician rate. The rate, remember the rate we said 9 electricians, 3 journeymen, 33, and 6 apprentices making what? 20. So I referred you guys to item number 3 to get the dollar value for the labor. Number 11, project presentation. You guys will be divided into teams. If you and your member, 5 minutes, do presentation. One thing you need to know about presentation, if you did something this project, for the renovation project, you will not be doing the same thing. So if you guys did estimation, you're not going to be doing estimation next quarter. We'll do something different. So it makes it spice it up a little bit for everyone. So, and a moderator, I pick a moderator, different moderator for every team. So if you want to be a moderator for the commercial project or the industrial project, so please send me your an email right away. Otherwise, I'll be picking one individual to do the moderating for the presentation. Like Brad did great. You did a great job. Thank you. So that's for the project presentation. Submitting the project, guys, we're going to put a binder and everything online for Chair to look at. Okay, page number 5 circled. Page number 5 circled. Number 5. At the top, guys, you should have the cover sheet. All of you guys at least follow this when I tell you. You lose points. I give you 5 points just by arranging your binder this way. I need a name, your name, unique name. A lot of you guys put your name and your partner's name. And I'm okay with that one. Next time, guys, just put this binder as yours. So put your name on it. And your partner, so it could be identical to your partner. And your partner will put their name on it. When you go to a job interview, it's really nice to, you explain later that you worked in a team to have your name only on it. So put your name only on these binders. I don't know why, So school name and the date and your name, not your partner's name. So you have 2 copies, 1 copy for you, 1 for your partner. Could be identical with you, a unique name, your name on it. This is yours. And these, the tabs are very important, guys, and organizing it. This is a suggestion. If you come up with a better way, I need a table of contents. I get so mad when I don't see a table of contents. A book that doesn't have a table of contents is not worth opening. It's not worth opening. Tell me what you put in this junk. Otherwise I'm not going to go dance around and try to find it. So table of contents is very important, guys, to list the stuff. You can detail it, beautiful. A lot of you guys did a beautiful detail for it. Yes, sir.
Shouldn't you know the order by now?
Should we?
You should.
Should the order by now? Yeah, but you're going to take it to a job interview with you. It would be really nice to have a table of contents. This is the minimum on the table of contents, guys. I know a lot of you did a great job by detailing every tab. Great. So we're going to have the project narrative, which is you're looking at. I'll give you a clean copy of that. You're going to do a project schedule. You're going to do it, and the drawings based on Revit in item number 4, 1 through 10. We're going to do load calculation. All the load calculation, nicely printed. Minnesota Energy Code. Lighting calculation. Lighting calculation, guys, will end up with. I will detail that. You're going to come to me, Brooks, and say, check, what do you need under lighting calculation? As we get closer, I give you a sheet to detail. If I remember right, 9 things that I want you to put under lighting calculation sheets that you will print from this software. So I'll detail it more. as we get closer. Lighting calculation, generator sizing calculation, the same thing. I will detail it to you guys when we go through the software. I'll tell you what to print from it. So because well, the two will print from the generator two reports, and you'll see very easy to do that. Specification will give you specification. Try to get a different spec this time. I'll see. Otherwise, we'll use the older spec. Cut sheets. I'll tell you what to do about the cut sheets as we get closer. Estimation. The same thing. We have 4 reports we're going to print from the estimating software. As we get closer, guys, I'll send you a detail about it. Presentation and reflective statement. So, and we have 12 weeks to do that one, and that will be basically no finals in it, and that will be a final grade on this project. Any question, guys? Any question about the layout? So the first part is my part, how the project will go. If you guys go to page number 6, this is narrative. I'm not going to go over details because I want Halberg to have kind of the flavor of it. I'm going to walk you very fast through it and let Halberg talk to you guys about it. And as we go closer, we start zooming into certain aspects and talking details about it. Does that make sense? Okay, number 6. The first thing is work. What is this? What is a narrative, guys? If you don't know what a narrative is, when you start a project, when we have a major project like this, we sit with the architects and the owner, and we come up with an agreement. What do you want in your building? And based on this discussions and meetings, you come up with a file like this, a bunch of papers, which detail the understanding. How do we as engineers understand you as an owner, what you want in your building? Because when it comes to commercial, the NEC code book is nothing, doesn't say anything. What type of light do I need in this building? No, that doesn't say anything about it. So you need an understanding between you, the owner, the architects, or all the parties involved. How are we going to design this project? And this happens at the pre-design stage. We meet and we come up with understanding. We need a generator, we need an auto transfer switch, we need this type of light. And so with discussions, what we do, guys, and I hope Hubbard will throw more light at it, you go as an engineer, your team of engineers meet with the owners, and you have your own idea because you're smart. You have done this project for years. You have a sheet like this in your back with you and say, here's what we did. If the owners are not educated, like Target is a well-educated owner, they have their own spec for their projects. Target, Best Buy. If the owner is not well educated, you take a sheet like this with you and you educate the owner. See, here's a building that we did similar to yours, and here's what we installed. What do you think? And then you come up with an understanding, and we call this as a narrative. That's the base of the design. Without this narrative, you would never be able to design this project. If I ask you, give you this building and say, go design it, that will be, unless it's your own building, you'll have a lot of problems selling it to somebody else. So that's what this narrative is, very important. So it talks about including jobs included. I just want to mention under this one is there's a 5,000 square foot future expansion for this building. The building is 10,000, there's 5,000 they want you to add for future. There's alternative. Under alternative, guys, they want you to have, because lighting is very expensive, they want you to have 2 lighting systems. One based on a very expensive fixture, and another one, the alternative will be a cheap fixture like the one above your head, like we have done use. So, assumptions, there's a few assumptions here, I'm not going to go over them. Number 1.4, regulation requirements based on what are we designing this building. American with Disability Act, big deal now. National Code, NFPA 1 Life Safety, state and local codes, uniform federal accessibility standards, unmanned energy code, and international building code. So we have other codes that we have to adhere to as we design this building. Okay, 1.5 details. Muhammad, my friend, 1.5 detail the lighting system, because lighting, guys, I don't know what type of light do you want in this room. It will detail every room. What type of fixture do you need in every room? And I'm going to just pick the first one. Receiving room 120. I want you to have a 20-foot candle. Can you guys see a 20-foot candle level? And it's a wraparound fluorescent light in the receiving area. Wraparound fluorescent light. Now, what the heck is that, Chad? You're going to ask me. We'll later on, guys, as you get closer, we'll grab the catalog number right here, and I'll show you a wraparound fluorescent light. You're going to go directly to a wraparound fluorescent light. I walk through it when we get closer, and you highlight where a wraparound fluorescent light in this book. So If you read things that doesn't make a whole lot of sense to it, it's coming. Okay, going to page number 7, detail it all the way. If you guys look at this, is detail about lighting. All the way to page 8. All the way to page 8. The top of page 8, I want to bring your attention to the emergency light. The top of page 8, circle 8. When I say 8, I mean circle 8. The top of circle 8, guys, there's exit signs and egress light. We're going to be I just want to bring to your attention that there will be exit signs and egress lights. A through B at the bottom, guys, will detail certain more things about the lighting system. For example, if you look at C, it says provide T8 lamps in all fluorescent fixtures. We're going to use T8 lamps. If you come to me, Spencer, and say, you know what, Chad, I want to use LEDs this time. No problem. Take us out of the box. So these are the guides, guys, for us. When lighting, if anybody say, Chad, can I use lighting system, LEDs in the whole building? Be my guest. We're going to research it, find equivalent, find the same foot candle, and take us out of the box and make the whole building with LEDs. Or T5 instead of T8. These are guides. So I really encourage thinking outside the box, guys. If anybody wants to do it. If you have never, my advice for all of you guys, if you have not done a lighting system before, honestly, because of the amount of work involved, just do it this time this year, and then change it to a different picture is not a big deal. You know, that's my advice. But if somebody is too, he or she wants to do a LEDs, be my guest. I want to bring your attention to the G, guys. Number G says provide building mounted cutoff HID fixtures. Now, this is a good place where you can use LEDs instead of HIDs because the fixtures to illuminate the perimeter area of the building because of thugs and thieves. So we're going to need a security building around the building, a security light around the building. HIDs is suggested. You can use LEDs if you want to. Okay, moving into 1.6, without getting into details. We need a full spiel lighting control panel. What the heck is a lighting control panel? It's coming. We need to control it. And if you read through the details, we need relays, 20 amp ZH, being able to switch an HID, which is the worst of the worst in terms of lights, and a bunch of other details. 1.7, conference room, location room, dimming system. In 1.7, we have a dimming system for certain areas because we want to show off your office. They specify the dimming system in certain areas and zones and so forth. Moving into page 9. Page 9, 1.8. Page 9, 1.8. And again, guys, we are going to spend, everybody knows that we're going to spend 3 months doing that. But this is just to give you a big picture. Where are we heading? Power. If I ask you, Brooks, my friend, how far do you put a receptacle in a commercial building? As far as the owner wants me to put it. How many receptacles do I need in this wall? There's nothing in any sequence book tells you how many receptacles you need in this wall. So how are you going to put receptacles in the wall? Based on the narrative, the understanding. So if you guys look design criteria power, what's the criteria? We sat with the owner and based on the function, based on our experience being the smart Alex in town, we came up with this understanding that a commercial building needs these. So if you guys look at, for example, receiving room 120, they want 1 receptacle every 1,000 square foot. Is it wrong to put 2 receptacles? No. From this engineering firm experience, a 1 receptacle within a 1,000 square foot, from their experience, no code support this. No code support it. You know what I mean? It says it's good enough. You know what I mean? It's good. It's sufficient. Now, if the owner said, I want a receptacle on every wall, would you go argue with him here? No. But if the owner doesn't know in the receiving area, how many receptacles do I need in the receiving area? We'll throw 1 at you based on this understanding. Anyway, if you guys read through it, all of them, lunchroom, we need 1 receptacle, standards or GFCI, and there's notes. I want to bring your attention to the notes. Every time you see a note next to it, like note 2, 3, 6, at the back of that sheet, there is notes. And read these notes. They have extra requirements. So moving into page 10, guys. If you look at the bottom of page, in the middle of page 10, circled, mechanical room 110. And by the way, all these rooms are numbered. When you look at the building are numbered by room. So you know exactly where room 116. They need 1 receptacle standard. The notes, 1 through 7. I'm going to read 7 for you. I'll let you guys read the. It says provide hardwired connection to the dishwasher. They want your dishwasher to be hardwired, not plugged in. So what do you need to do then if it's hardwired? You need the disconnect. You need a disconnect. You need to disconnect it. If it's hardwired, if it's not plugged, the plug is a disconnect. Since it's a machine, appliances need a disconnect. So you need to provide a disconnect for that. Okay, 1.9, building equipment. You're gonna be, as you go, Spencer, through the building, my friend, you're gonna find item number 12 and item number 13 numbered in the building. And what the heck is number 13, Chad? So this identify what equipments are located in this building. For example, item number 13 is a laser printer that sits on the table. So what, a laser printer sits on the table, what does it need? A plug. So what do you need to do for it? You need a receptacle. So this will identify, guys, the equipments in the building, the office equipments. Some of them are nothing other than racks. Like in page number 11, item number 8, it says items number 24 are planned racks. Do I need to power these? Just racks. Okay. 11, 1.10, item 1.10, service, electrical service. We need to power this. Don't ask me why. We need to power this building with a 28123 phase system for what? Typical building this size, guys. We wire it with 28123 phase. Why typical? Based on industry practice, engineers. You go to a different engineering firms, they might wire it with 48277. You know, but typically smaller building, 15,000 or less, we power it unless it's a manufacturing and have tons of machines. We power it with 28120. What's the alternative? 48277, which we will be doing next quarter. Anyway, so if you guys read through it, I want to just emphasize on D now. D, we're going to have the following panels. Look at the panels. First I have the main, and then from the main, I'm going to feed the following. Lighting panel, receptacle panel, these are separate standalone panels. UPS and associated 28120 panel. I have air handling unit, fitted from it, condensing unit, boiler pump 1, 2, auto transfer switch for the generator, and provide an additional device for future lighting panel all the way to page 12, which is future, just a device for future equipment. So that's going to be how the service is going to be coming to the building. Without this box, without this information, you can't design building. That's what narrative is. When we go commercial industrial, that's the understanding between you, the architects, and the owner. Without this understanding, you cannot design the building. And if you design it, you're going to get into a lot of problems with the owners. Well, I didn't tell you to do that. So, all right, 1.11 transient voltage. They want you to put transient voltage. We'll talk about this later. 1.12 electrical power distribution. It talks a little bit more about the panels. What do we need to feed from these panels? 1.13. 1.13 is very important. We and our cousins, the mechanical engineers, we're going to be sitting together and planning how am I going to power the mechanical engineering equipment. There's a heating, cooling, and ventilation system for the building. I have no control over what type of system they choose. They choose their system. We sit together, we get the information from them, and we power and sometimes control their equipment. So that's the understanding after we meet with the mechanical engineers. We get this understanding, guys, which is item A all the way to, well, item A, C has multiple stuff under it. So I'm going to start with C, guys. C lists, I'm not going to read all of them, list all the mechanical equipment that need to be powered and or controlled by the electrical contractor. So what does that mean? It means I need to go specify feeders, disconnects, if any, and control system for all these mechanical equipment. When I say mechanical equipment, I mean heating, cooling, ventilation equipment. That's all the mechanical equipment that is. Where do you get this information from? Our friends, the mechanical engineers. Where do they have it? They give you cut sheets at the end. You're going to see all these have a cut sheets at the end. I see cut sheet. You guys read through it. Refers you back to the cut sheets that talks about it. Air handling unit, for example, go to the cut sheets. It's a 15 horsepower motor 208. It's a VFD frequency. Drive that boy. And give me more information about it, Chad. I got a cut sheet about it. And I didn't bring the cut sheet. The mechanical engineers gave it to me. We do not pick this material. I can't emphasize. Mechanical equipment are picked by mechanical engineers. They give us a copy of their cut sheet so we can power it. Okay, so this is all mechanical equipment I need to power. Page 13, 1.14, stand power system. I want, single-handedly, Chad Kearney or the owner of this building, I want to back up the building completely with a generator. That's a choice. That's not code. There's nothing in the code says that. So we decided we're going to pick, we're going to have a generator to completely pick the emergency load as well as every single load in the building. not just emergency. Standby generator. 1.15 guys have security system, and it will tell you details about what do they want a security system to do. Security system chatting could do anything. So they say main security panel located in server 107, door contacts at exterior doors, and a bunch of other things. Moving on to page 14, fire alarm system. We will have a full spiel fire alarm system to this building. Now, Brooks, you're going to ask me, when do I need fire alarm system versus I don't need a fire alarm system? I'm going to let you guys discuss this with the fire alarm experts. I can help you, but I want you to hear that. These are the questions I'm going to ask them. Do I need a fire alarm system by the building code or not? These are the questions that come. But here we will have a fire alarm system. This will tell you how the fire alarm system is going to be laid out, basically. Number 1.17, guys, technology raceway system. It will tell you the technology raceway, basically data and phone. I want to add to this, and please remember that. Halberg, in their narrative, they don't care. They lay out the conduits, and the low voltage contractor comes and install a low voltage. Common among electrical contractors, they're not smart enough to do low voltage. So what do? They put the conduit for the low voltage guys, and a low voltage contractor comes and finishes. Egan does their own. A bunch of major guys, they have different divisions that does different work. Anyway, for this project, guys, I want to bring your attention that we will be specifying the conduits, and also we will be specifying the cables and the devices. Even though the narrative does not say it, so I want you guys to get into specifying everything. Because you could be working for a low voltage contractor or a high voltage contractor. Okay, so that's it. This is page number 15 is the end of the narrative. The end of the scope or narrative. The scope or narrative. Any question, guys, about the scope? That's how our project, without this piece of document, designing a system for this project will be a mental exercise. Not an engineered project, mental exercise. You just do something. Just do, like playing cards, like my wife play cards on the computer. It really is, because you can't defend it. Why do I want a generator? For the owner doesn't want a generator. These are understanding between owner, architects, and engineers on the project. Without this, it cannot defend the project. Here's what I suggest from all of you guys when you leave Dunwoody, and this is a big deal. Take this electronic copy of that. Take it with you. So if you are project manager of this, and you have a similar building, an office building, how am I going to design an office building? Here's a sample. If you go to a different company that tells you, no, we have extra, we put extra. You follow their culture. If you go on a place and they don't have, this is based on Halberg engineers' culture. A good culture, they did it, they do it, or they have done it multiple times, it works. So take it with you and use it in other engineering firms if they don't have their own narratives for this type of building. Now this is good for commercial building. How about if I'm doing a hospital? So at LRB Beckett, when I did hospitals, they have a narrative for hospitals. They've done multiple hospitals. They grab a hospital that they did, they write these narratives. These are what typically need in every hospital. And if the owner of the hospital is uneducated, which most of them are educated, Mayo Clinic and all those guys, they know exactly what they want in their buildings. If they're uneducated, then you can educate them. So, but at least you have a sample of a project. Okay, page 16, guys, all the way through. These are cut sheets. Can you guys emphasize, not electrical cut sheets. These are mechanical cut sheets. What does that mean? These are the mechanical engineers have single-handedly picked up all these information for us, and they gave it to us, give us a copy of them, so we can power the system. They are not electrical cut sheets. Can I emphasize that one? We do not do cut sheets about air handling units. None of our business. We're not. If you bring a cut sheet about an air handling unit, and the mechanical engineer is sitting next to you, you step on his toe completely. And I can't emphasize that how important not stepping on anybody's toe, a colleague's toe. Okay, air handling unit, guys. If you look at the top, I just want to emphasize for air handling. I highlighted a few things. Where the bottom says it's 15 horsepower motor. Can you guys see it? And the system can run 200 to 208 feet. Let's give you some information about it. Go to page 17. Condensing unit. That's a compressor. Condensing unit. It tells you the tons that we're picking. And if you go, guys, go all the way to page 18. More information. Can you guys see these little stars that I picked to you? Let me tell you a little secret about this. this building, Mr. View, we used to run it at 482.77. The cut sheets were made for 482.77, but we changed it to 28120 because more realistic. So please pay attention only to the information. I have these little stars next to it. The ones that circled before, that was for the 482.77. Am I clear? Can you write yourself a note, guys? So for example, page 18, you have these two stars on both sides. I have the condensing unit is actually 2.8 3-phase 60 hertz, and I circled for you guys the rated load amps 81.6, and the maximum fuse size is 110. Can you guys see that? Don't pay attention, Brad, to that big loop that I did. That was for the 482.77. Okay. The same thing. So all over. So set 19, guys, is a future condensing unit. We have a future one, all the way to page 20. Information about page 20, the same thing. We have the stars. These are the ones I will be using. Page 21, we have boiler 1 and 2. Information about the pump, boiler 1 and 2. Page 22, we have recirculating pump. And if you guys have all these questions, what the heck is this pump doing and that pump doing? This has to do with heating, cooling the building. You know, what I do, guys, for those of you who want to go to the next step and understand how does the heating, cooling happen in the building, we have a really nice chapter. I explain it in my own, and then I bring one of our instructors here, HVAC guys, and he walk you through interface between the boiler, the air handling unit, and the chiller. How do they talk to each other? Really nice. I think I do a good presentation about it, but coming from the mouth of the land, how do they do? You don't need to know this information, but it makes you an educated engineer when the mechanical guys are talking about the air handling unit. What the heck is the air handling unit? How's the air handling unit tied to the chiller, and how's it tied to the boiler? You know what I mean? Anyway, so you really don't need this one to do your electrical work, but that's move you to the next level of being a project manager, understand the big concept, the big picture. In page 22, guys, we have the circulating pump, recirculating pump. In page 23, information about the cabinet unit features 1 and 2. In certain areas, we need them. And all the way to page 24, and you can see how they're circling some information of electrical information. Page 25, and you don't have to circle anything here. Just walk through. Page 25, the same thing, horizontal unit features that we'll be using. Exhaust fans in page 26, 1, 2, 3, all of them are the same. And in 27, they're telling you the size of these exhaust fans. And all the way to page 28, we have a filer server AC. We have an AC standalone filer server. And we have the electrical information about it in page 29. I highlighted a few things for you guys. That's electrical information that we care about. The last page is Mab of Halberg, where when we're done, we're going to go, guys, and have our pizza. So I thought I'll include the Mab of Halberg since they helped us with it. I'll get an email from me with more details about that one. Any question, guys? Any question about the narrative? So hopefully that will give you a kind of a big picture of how the project is going to be laid out. This will be online, not in the same format, in different files soon. Okay. Before I let you go, I have 10 minutes. I'm going to show you guys what you're going to be doing. Basically, this is a project done by the students before you, and I'm not going to get into the details, but that's how your project will look like in Revit. Any question about what I covered here first? Okay, so when we get into down here. When we get into Revit, guys, and I promise you have the architectural stuff here, and I will show you guys how to do that one. Then we have our electrical stuff, all the elevation and all this stuff is going to be right here. Sections and elevation, lighting, all the lighting that you do, and all the power that you're going to do, and then we'll walk you through when we reach it. So that's the first thing. You're going to be working under electrical. Everything that you do in Revit, I don't know if the ones who did Revit before, we work in electrical. So when we lay out the receptacles, when we put our lights, we do it under electrical. Okay, we work there, and then we present it under sheets. That's kind of Revit. It's like the model space versus the paper space.
This one, guys, the electrical right here, CAD-wise, if I am to say, this file here is the model space right here. Everything in the electrical is your model space. You work there, you do your cut sheets there, you do your layout, your receptacles and low voltage and light and everything right in here. Then, and it's nice to split them. And then what we do next, guys, is when we finish lighting, when we finish working on our lighting and our stuff, putting all our lights in one area, all our receptacles and so forth. When we finish laying out our receptacles, and these are no spaghetti. We're not going to do spaghetti. They're going to be doing the engineering way by tagging them. If you can see, each one of them is going to be tagged by panel number 1, circuit number 27. That's what because engineers don't know how to circuit, and they just start really just because they're weak. That's how we do it in my book. They don't agree with me. Anyway, so that's where you do your work. Very important, and I will emphasize this as we go. You do your work here under what I call it, and please don't hold me accountable to it. This is the model space right here. All your work is going to be in the model space. When you're done with it, you're going to drag it, and again, don't look at the mechanical. There's certain things we do in mechanical, but most of the time, you're going to spend it right in the electrical folder, right there. I would say 90% of your Revit work is going to be right in here, in electrical. Then when you're done with it, you're going to do it to the sheets. This is where you're going to present under sheets, guys. This is the paper space, equivalent to the paper space. That's where you're going to present your stuff in a paper space. Remember that model space? We worked on it and then made it paper space so we can print. That's where you're going to print. So we're going to be setting up these, guys. The first one is going to be the title sheet. We set up our title sheet, and you can then you set the title sheet. Then you go bring all your work from under electrical, and you insert it in like we did in the viewport. You guys remember the viewport that we did in model into paper? The same thing. You're going to go grab the stuff here you did from electrical into the paper. Yes, sir.
So is this building, is this come right out of the book?
No, that's our building.
So you give us like a book or stuff to draw it and everything?
Oh yeah. You're not going to draw three. Thank you. You will not be drawing any architectural stuff. Everything architecture is given to you guys. I know some of you have with Gary, we're doing walls. Great, very good exercise. Nobody's going to pay you for it though, unless you do architectural. It really is great exercise though. Don't misunderstand me. I like the way of playing with Revit and doing walls and ceilings and good experience. We are electrical engineers. We get the building from the architects. You're going to see it where I'm going to link you. Camille, my friend, not Camille, Chanel, I'm going to link you. Forgot your name for a while. I'm going to link you to the architectural model, and you're going to be working in this model that's already designed for you. I don't want you to move walls. None of your business to move walls. I mean, it really is. You cannot move walls in real life. It's none of your job. I mean, the architects will be mad at you. And what happens if they're mad at you? You're not going to be picked as an engineering firm with them another time. You don't want to bitch to the architects. They're big ego, and they're not paid a whole lot of money. So that's what Charlie always tells me. Big ego, less money than the engineers. That's what they think anyway. Okay, so if you guys look, we grab the drawing right here. This sheet, you grab it and you put it on, you insert it in your tile block. So we insert all the stuff. The first thing we're going to be doing is we're going to edit this tile block to make it your tile block. I'll show you how to do that. And then you start sheet by sheet. I'm just going to walk you guys quick. Here's the symbols. The symbols, what we did for the symbols, guys, these are very familiar with you. We just grabbed the CAD symbols and we brought them here. And why to invent the wheel at the time? Now, if one of you are going to go and create a dynamic family symbol, be my guest. It will be nice to have a dynamic where you can it can pick them. You click on any one of them and it will go directly to the 3D of this family. This is not it, but that's probably will be the future. Okay, so that's my symbol. One line diagram or riser. This is very important, guys. That's what the students did, and we walked them through how to do the riser for the whole building, from the transformer into the generator, underground into the building wall, and these are all thrown on the wall with all these buildings. And the feeder schedule right next to it. So that's really nice. As I said, that's going to be what your riser, basically your riser is going to be looking. I have a sample of the projects going to be roaming around, so you're not going to be reinventing the wheel because you've never done that. And I'm going to be available, and also Halberg is going to be here. So there's so many help for you guys. I just want to show you a big picture, how it's going to look like. Okay? So that's your riser or one-line diagram. It's a riser in this time. And then we're going to go to lighting, the same thing. We grab the stuff that we did in lighting site. And we did all the security light, as you can see, and all the light outside. And so we can print it. This is model space, paper space. Okay? And then we're going to go the same thing for floor lighting. Here's my floor lighting with all my floor. And we were so creative last year, guys. Really cool. I mean, there was a big learning curve. Because lighting, we did it in visual. How are you going to marry visual to Revit? We couldn't marry visual direct to Revit. So we went through CAD and we imported the stuff that we did from visual into CAD back into Revit. Now we know where our fixtures are going to be located, but these are just 2D fixtures. And then we start slamming and dropping all these 3D family fixtures right at the top of these 2D images. So it makes it really cool, very unique. And I think that was our invention. I don't think at the time anyone was doing it. So we discovered it by trial and error. So it was really easy to bring the Revit stuff that we did, the visual stuff from CAD into CAD down to Revit and show the layout of all your fixtures, and you drop your fixture right at the top of these the images. Then you turn off the 2D image, gone. So it was really cool. I thought it worked really good.
Is this how we end up with the lighting? Does it have a slant ceiling? You do like a reflective ceiling plan?
We're going to have a reflective ceiling plan. You're going to drop them. Lighting, guys, as we get closer, lighting, you're going to drop lighting in the ceiling. So we have to have a cutoff right at the top of, I can't remember, 10.5, the ceiling. So when you drop it, it will be hosted in the ceiling. Versus the receptacle, we're going to cut it at, I think, 4.5 or so. So you can plug it into the walls. So, and we'll get into that one as we get closer. Again, by any means, what they did is not the perfect. We struggled, guys, with fixtures, what type of fixture to do, and but for the most part, we have enough information to get us there. Power. Here's your power. Remember that I showed you the layout of your power. You're going to grab that layout of your power that you did under electrical. Remember, everything have been done under electrical right here. Or what you do, then you grab it and you put it right here as a view into that tile block. Really not hard. Did you guys do this with Gary? Did you do the tile block and inserted them? Okay. So what am I teaching you then? Might as well go for lunch. Okay. So so that's really good. You're gonna do it. If you did it, that will be awesome because they will be repeat most of the stuff. Then we did low voltage. Then we did our low voltage stuff. And then we moved into mechanical equipment. I think they did schedule here. Those guys added to their low voltage, multiple schedules, as you can see, under 8, 7, and 8. No, we did them. And then we get into different schedules for equipment schedule and all the way back to the details. So that's basically in a quick overview of the sheets, guys, where we're going to be printing for the sheets. Yeah, I know why you split it here. They split their E's. They have, instead of E8, they have multiple E8. That's why. That's why. Where are they doing? Okay. They just have, as I said, these are guide. They could not, what happened is, if I remember right, we couldn't fit the schedules coming from Revit in one sheet. So we end up splitting it. Any question, guys? So that's basically what you're looking at in Revit. Again, we'll talk about the setup and all the stuff later. Let me move this one. And then for Revit, you get all the families here, guys, that comes with the system. And here's what I want to emphasize: the architectural file linked here. We link the architectural file, guys, here, which I'm going to be doing today for you. But I don't want to go there. Here you go. So basically between the electrical here and the sheets. That's all what you need. The schedules, when you run schedule, they put them in a different location. The schedules and the panel schedules. Every time you run a panel schedule, guys, it will be put in a different location. So here's their panel schedule right here. You can edit it with some limitation. And then we insert it in the sheet, the appropriate sheet. Okay, so basically between your electrical here where you do your work, when you run your schedule, it's going to be saved here. When you run your panel, it's going to be saved here. They're going to plug electrical stuff, schedules right into the sheet, and you print them. Any question, my friends? We're done. If you guys don't have any questions, any questions? I don't have a new Revit 2011 book now. You really don't need it. For what we do, we don't need it. We're not building buildings.
No, I know, we don't need the MEP.
No.
No grocery shopping for you, Spencer?
I don't really think so. I was wondering if you go for each one.
I went out there last night.
Was it at the-
Oh.
You take one out of my jacket if you want. They're on the inside left pocket. I gotta get some food.
I thought you quit. No, not yet.
Why?
You might get another job.
Do I talk a lot? Do I talk a lot?
They pay for it.
Yeah.
That's a stacked question.
Hey, I don't think this fits in my computer.
You don't need it. You really don't need it. Yeah, you don't need this. I have the material. You don't need
I
it.
was like, whoa.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, you don't need this. I do have the. It just has some CAD stuff on it. I do have it.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah, I don't need it. We use the software. In the past, they used to use the little software that comes with it, but we have visual that comes. That's really cool now. Oh boy, it's an hour.